think I got it. Happy 4th, y'all. What's up, everybody? It's Corey back on the Midas channel. As you can see, I'm still in the process on the TT project. It's Sunday now. I did get started yesterday, Saturday, but I got a late start yesterday and a late start today, you know, running around, trying to take care of things and getting some stuff for the 4th of July and all. So I got a real late start. I got the manifold out yesterday, and then I got the turbo out today. Everything came out from the top. I just had to loosen the down pipe from the mid pipe so it could lay on its side. So I was able to get to the lines for the turbo and get those loose, but everything came out from the top. I did lower the subframe though to get the down pipe out. And the only reason why I had to do that is because you can see here, I need to rewrap it. So what I'm trying to pull out from the top is like that much room, and it stops once it gets to the like edge right here, hitting against the subframe. So it almost comes out, but I just went ahead and backed the bolts out a little bit to lower the subframe about ½ inch or an inch to be able to pull the down pipe out. And then also, as you can see here, I'm gonna go ahead and pressure wash all that so everything's clean when I put it back in there. Other than that, everything seems straightforward. The other manifold is different though, so I'm hearing that there's a few bolts that are real hard to get to, and some people tell me, oh, you gotta take the motor out and blah blah blah, but I won't do that unless I have to. I don't think I'm gonna have to. I've been pretty good at doing a lot of the hard stuff on the Volkswagen Audi motor, so fingers crossed that I can for sure get the turbo back in without dropping the motor. Is just the manifold, but I think I'll be able to get it. I'm do all that and now I get back with you guys. All right, you guys, it's now Sunday the 4th. I'm sorry, Monday the 4th of July. So I called it a night last night after I pressure washed the motor, and I just brought the manifold and the downpipe back in, rewrapped the downpipe as you can see there, and then I took the wrap off of the manifold because I read up on a few articles, particularly on this motor, and they're saying it's not the best idea to wrap these because, for one, it's going to make the EGTs a lot higher. And one guy actually tested where he wrapped his manifold and he did some logs, and he said the EGT temps were a lot higher with that. And another reason, like I said, you could now with it unwrapped, you can see all the multiple welds on here. What happens is this heats up, it expands and contracts, and after so many cycles, sometimes, you know, some of the cheaper ones and all that, they get brittle and they end up cracking over time. But this is the Pro V4 version, like the 4th version of it, and they went with a lot thicker metal, and it looks like they did better welds. And like I said, I haven't heard anything about these cracking, but this is what I was talking about. This is where I usually see them crack, and that's probably because this is sitting right over the turbo and right where the downpipe meets. So this is getting hot, and another reason is all 4 of the ports from the cylinder, they join right here, so everything's getting directed right here, right at this section. So that section is getting hot too, so it's probably expanding, contracting a lot more. And on top of that, it's sitting right over the turbo and the downpipe, and this turbo, even on a stock tune, can glow red. So it gets real hot, and there's a lot of heat radiating up to that. So that's probably a reason why they were cracking before. So hopefully that won't be the case on this. And then, like I said, I'm running the stock block tune anyway, so hopefully that won't be the case with this one. I was thinking about putting some of this DEI reflective heat wrap right here, but hopefully I'm just being OCD. And like I said, on this version, I haven't heard about them cracking. On the older versions I have, but I don't know, I'm just gonna see what happens and run it like this for now. And then I just want to show the comparison between the Badger 5 tip and the stock tip. Well, this is not the stock one, but it's a stock equivalent tip. But you can see how much thinner that is, and this is like way fatter throughout. So it's just gonna let the turbo breathe a lot easier. Plus this manifold breathes a lot easier too. And another thing, I want to give a shout out to my boy Jack McGregor from Facebook. He's been contacting me and helping me a lot on this, watching the channel and everything. He's doing almost the exact same build. Well, it is the exact same build. He's got a lot of the same parts, except for he did rods, so he's running the same tune, but he's running the modified bottom end tune, so his own is going to be running a lot harder than mine, so he'll be making more power. But he's been giving me some pointers. One of the things he told me to look out for is this bolt right here is like real hard to install. So I like messed around with it last night, and one thing I found is that if you try to just put this flush on here up to the turbo, this bolt is not going to let you line up, because you can see right there you can't come straight down, you come at an angle, so it's not going to go in. So what you have to do is leave everything loose, pull this up away from the manifold, probably all the way up to there, so it comes up, and then you could put the you could kind of stick the bolts in, start, you know, and start the start threading it, and then you'll be able to get it in the rest of the way, and then you'll be fine there. All right, I'm about to get started back on it. I should be able to at least get the turbo in today. Well, I know I'll be able to get the turbo in today. The manifold, I'm not sure, because even after it's installed, you can see these bolts right here, you can't get a socket onto them. So you can't even come through there with a socket. You have to do it with the wrench, and you're gonna have to let's see how close that is, because I do have some ratcheting wrenches, but I don't know if they're gonna clear that. So I'm probably gonna have to turn it and then just do the rest by hand real slow, and then just go from there. But I'll leave the turbo loose, because that's how I was able to get it out from the top, because once you leave it loose, you're able to kind of move it a little bit, and that'll let you get a long reach socket in here to get these bolts loose, even from the back there. So I'm gonna get started, and we'll see where we at, see where we end up, and I'll get back with you guys. All right, you guys, I'm installing the turbo now. I got the oil and coolant return lines installed, and there's something I forgot to show earlier, and that's pre-oiling the turbo. How you do that is you can either get a syringe like this, or you could probably get like an assembly lube bottle like this and just put it in there and put the oil in, or you could take a syringe, fill it with oil, and just put it in there like that. And what that's going to do is when you first start it up, it's going to make sure oil is in the cartridge. So I'm going to do that now. But the other thing is, when you get everything assembled, you want to unhook the coil packs before the first time you start the car. Unhook the oil packs and just let the car turn over for about a minute or so. And what that's going to do is let oil circulate through the system and through the turbo also. And then after that, you can start the car, let it idle, you know, for a little while, let it warm up to idle, and that'll be your turbo pre-oil, and that'll protect the turbo from wearing out prematurely or catastrophically failing, because you don't want to start it up with it dry. All right, I'm gonna get back to it. All right, you guys, I finally got the turbo installed and the manifold installed. I can tell you now, the manifold is by far the hardest part. some of the bolts are just really hard to get. They're real tight. I don't know if you can see down there, but they're real tight to get to. I know I was talking to my boy Jack on Messenger. He was like telling me, oh, these are hard to get to, you know, especially some of the upper ones because they're right next to the manifold. And he was like, good luck with that, man. And I was just like, man, he was sending like a smiley face. I was like, yeah, it must be real hard. So, but yeah, what I did was I just took a magnet and I grabbed the washer, and I would just put it down, and then I would come around the other way under with my hand to push it on. And then I would do the same thing with the nut. I would take the magnet and put it down and get it started, but some of them are so close that you had to make sure everything was loose, and then I would have to pull the whole manifold back away some, so I would have clearance to get everything in. Hold on one second. Got this go-kart going by. It's gonna be real loud. Sorry about that. But yeah, I mean, some of these are real hard to get to, and I had to like play Twister getting some of them in, but everything went in from the top, and you can see I got the downpipe just hanging down. It gives me all this clearance to get to everything. But you can see here though, the turbo's not even lined up. So what I'm gonna have to do is loosen the bracket at the bottom so I can get everything lined up once I get the manifold tightened up. But that's gonna be it for now for this video. I'm gonna continue the rest this week. I might be off the rest of the week. Actually, I'll be able to get it done because I still need to mount my intercooler after I do all this, because the next thing I'm gonna have to wrestle with is putting that Badger 5 intake in. I'm gonna have to practice fit it, then I'm gonna have to cut it, put it in, and probably cut some of the other connections and all that. So I'm gonna most likely continue this tomorrow, and then I'll get back with you guys to see, you know, so you can see what the progress is and see what I ran into, see if I can make any suggestions. I mean, the only thing I got is this 1/4 inch long drive to maybe get to some of the nuts. And I also got these ratcheting wrenches to get to it. This one, you know, you can see it angled and everything, but the head is so tight. There's some I know I'm not gonna be able to get to, so I'm gonna have to be going real slow with this or something. So, but with that downpipe out of the way, it's just giving me that much more room to come from the bottom and tighten some of them up. But happy 4th of July, everybody. I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow. I'll start filming again and get the rest of this buttoned up. If you guys got any suggestions or anything, let me know in the comments, because anything to make this easier will help. But leave a comment, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. It's Josiah lighting his first firework. Go ahead, son, like I showed you. Go ahead. Well, you got to get down there by it first. Ready? Go ahead. There you go. Josiah. See? Wasn't so bad, was it? He's way over there. He's scared, y'all. Wasn't so bad, was it? It was. Just tied 4 of these together, trying to do a time release. Hopefully it works. We'll see right now. got it. Happy 4th of July, y'all.